Hi, welcome to another episode of the Sunday Football Podcast. I know it is not a Sunday and it's not normal for us to come today, but according to the news that's coming from the past 24 hours, things are not normal. And so we have decided to join you today on a discussion about the latest developments of a breakaway league, the league that is called the European Super League. Today, I'm your host, Arpan Bhattacharjee, and I am being joined by my dear friend Jyotishko Mukherjee. Jyotishko, any comments?
Well, I have a lot to say, but let's start with the discussion because there is a lot going on in the football world, and think I think the decisions that the clubs have taken, or whatever news that we are seeing over the internet, that's gonna change a lot in
Mhm.
near future, and I don't know, like if whether this will be a landmark for football. This date will be, or this time will
It's
be
let's just
remembered.
say it's a seismic shift to how we know football as
Yeah,
it is today.
yeah, true.
The shift
And
from what football as we know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
anyone who doesn't know what the ESL is, I think you might be living under a rock, but still, it's our responsibility to let you know.
yeah,
It's basically a closed league, more or less a closed league, which is being founded by 15 of the members. These are the founding members of the league. This is a league which will be completely broken away from the current structure of UEFA or FIFA. It has got these founding 15 members. These are your default clubs that will qualify for the season of every qualify for the European Super League every season,
every
no matter
season.
what,
Yeah, there
no
is
matter
no
what, and the
relegation.
rest,
There
no
is
relegation, no
no
promotion.
promotion.
There's only five teams that are going to be selected based on their performance in their domestic leagues in the prior season. So that's European Super League. In terms of the 15 founding members, the clubs are Arsenal, AC Milan, Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, and Inter Milan. So that's your 12 clubs. In terms of the rest, three clubs, they are expecting PSG, Bayern Munich, and Borussia
Dortmund.
Dortmund to
Yep.
join them. But as per the reports, I think from the current Borussia Dortmund director, I think they have said that they will not join. So I don't know what's going to happen to that.
Yeah.
But it's a seismic shift in football. And from what I'm getting about, I've just checking the feed of Fabrizio Romano. So, in terms of the league and the official statement that's coming up from the Super League, the chairman of this league is going to be Florentino Perez, who is the current chairman of Real Madrid.
Yep.
The vice chairman of this league is Andrea Agnelli, who is the current chairman of Juventus. And the second vice chairman is going to be Joel Glazer, who is the owner of one of the owners of Manchester United Football Club.
Okay. Yep.
And as I was speaking with Jyotishko before we came live, Andrea Agnelli is also set to resign as the president of the ECA, ECA being the European Club Association.
Exactly.
So, European Club Association holds a list of around 200 of the top European clubs. And this guy, Andrea Agnelli, who is also the chairman of Juventus Football Club, he was the president of this organization, and his role was to take care and to make sure he feeds the interest of all of the 200 clubs. But what he did was he backstabbed that. He didn't do his job, and he mainly focused on Juventus and making sure he brings maximum money for Juventus. And this guy, he's a snitch. This is a snitch
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
Jyotishko, yep,
So,
I would
okay, tell me
bring
something.
you into the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. So I just want to know, like, while you were saying that Florentino will be the chairman, I think, of the new league.
Hmm,
So,
hmm.
how do you feel that a chairman of a league and chairman of a club, or president of a club, at the same time? So, don't you think this will create a lot of,
So what? So one of the things here is when you talk about this league,
yeah,
obviously everything has got a pro and a con.
yeah,
Even this particular league that they have been planning, and this is not something that has come up in the past. 1 year.
mm,
This is something they have been planning for the past 6 7 years, and they have tried it multiple times, and this is the best time. You have to understand that the reason why they're doing it now
mm.
is specifically because fans are not at the stadium.
Yeah,
If fans were in the stadium, these guys would have not been allowed to do it because there would have been huge protests.
huge revolts. Yeah,
Right right now, with so many lockdowns and this pandemic that everyone in the world is currently in, we have to stay in our homes. We have to keep distance between ourselves, and they are using this particular moment to bring this in. I don't know when the pandemic and all of this is going to side away,
mm,
but it's not going to go away, let's just say, for this year.
yeah,
And what they're banking on is, right now fans are revolting, but in 6 to 7 months down the line,
mm,
people will just forget and accept it.
yeah,
That's what they're banking on.
yeah,
That's what they're banking on. So one of the things is that everything has got a pro and a con.
yeah,
In terms of what you are telling, that there's going to be shared interest,
yeah,
because Florentino Perez is the chairman of the league as well as he is the chairman of Real Madrid.
yeah,
How does that make sense,
yeah.
right?
There will be
Uh,
partiality, like me being a Barca fan, so I'll
yeah,
always
I
see
mean,
Barca's
the
interest. So
the
there will,
cons
mm,
the cons of this league is that football, as we know, is dead.
yeah,
Forget about being impartial matches. Forget about matches that are, fair and fair for everyone, every party. I remember Leicester City, when they won the league. Barcelona had to come down and play
mm,
in Leicester, and gave a very good account of themselves, Leicester City. So now these things are something of the past, and you won't get fair games. You won't get, as we know. I mean, both of us, we are from India.
yeah,
As we know, the Indian Premier League, right? We all know it's fixed.
yeah,
Most of its matches are scripted.
yeah,
It's entertaining, but it's not cricket. It's scripted.
yeah,
Every If it's not scripted, how come every match goes to the last over?
exactly.
The reason it goes to the last rupees involved in it. So they have to make sure that every stakeholder of that game
Mm,
makes some amount of money. So every game somehow goes to the last over.
mm,
So this is the same thing that's going to happen to football. Every matches will be entertaining. There will be goals, but you will be watching most of it scripted. It's not going to be the same old football as we know of it. That's So football as we know of it is dead if this goes, if they are allowed to go through it. In terms of the big clubs, I mean, I would say that most of them have joined,
yeah,
right?
most of them.
So they are looking at their interests,
Yeah, they're
and
looking at the money.
I completely understand the interest of some of the football clubs,
Mm,
like for example Barcelona and Real Madrid.
yeah,
Barcelona and Real Madrid are joining this particular league for the simple reason is that they do not have any leverage of money, or they do not get that amount of money from the La Liga.
yeah,
La Liga broadcasting rights are not that as it is for the Premier League.
mm,
Every single Premier League club, just being in the Premier League, at the end of the season, they get something around 110 to 120 million euros.
mm, yeah,
Just being in the Premier League, that's the broadcasting rights. That's the amount that they get. In terms of winning the Champions League, when Real Madrid won the Champions League, they got something around 110 million euro.
mm,
So imagine a club like Burnley, every season they're getting 120 million euro, and Real Madrid, after winning the Champions League, they're getting 110.
yeah,
So that is the reason clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid want to join this Super League,
mm,
is because they are not able to compete with some of the likes of the Premier League. And Premier League previously was top four,
mm,
now it has turned to top six.
yeah,
And clubs like Everton are coming up, so it will be top seven soon. Everton and Leicester City. I mean, Leicester City for the past 2 seasons they have been doing fabulously well.
mm,
I think they have finished fifth. They should have been finishing in the top four, and this season they are around the top four as well. I think
mm,
they were in the top four. I don't know. I don't know their current situation right now, but uh, I can understand why Real Madrid and Barcelona and Atletico Madrid would want to join this. I would understand why Italian clubs would want to join this,
Yeah.
because Juventus dominating the league for straight 7 seasons. It has made sure that Serie A is a it's a very boring league. Not a lot of people watch Serie A.
No,
It's
no.
not even comparable to what the amount of people that watch Premier League.
Yeah.
So in a situation like that, I can understand why Serie A clubs and La Liga clubs want to join it, but I do not understand why Premier League clubs, especially the clubs like Liverpool and Manchester United, who are already earning millions and millions in dollars, not in euros, millions and millions in dollars, right? I do not understand why they would want to join, except for the reason that they want more money.
Yeah,
They
of
already
course.
have a lot of money. The reason why they want to join it is because of
Of
more
money.
money.
Yeah, because let's talk about the amount of money they're gonna get if they sign for this league. So they were gonna get around 3 billion, I think. That's what
Right.
we
So
heard.
the proposal is something around that. Every single club that accepts the invitation letter is going to get an amount of 3 billion euros. And in terms of when they are talking about the football pyramid and they're trying to gloss away some of the work that they are doing behind the scenes, what they're stating is for as solidarity bonuses, they are going to pay something around 10 billion to the rest of the football pyramid through the coming 23 seasons. So every season, I think I'm not quite sure. Is it every season 10 billion or is it 10 billion for the whole of 23 seasons? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I'm getting what you're saying. So, and to be honest with you, I totally understand like why Barca will be joining. I believe Barca has already signed for or accepted this letter because, as per our
Yeah, they did.
previous board, before he resigned, he said that we are looking forward to playing in this kind of
So
tournament.
as per the statement that has come out,
Yeah,
it says that in exchange for their commitment,
yeah,
founding clubs will receive an amount of 3.5 billion euros solely, billion with a B, right?
yeah, yeah,
Solely to support their infrastructure investment plans and to offset the impact of the COVID pandemic,
yeah. And
right?
I totally understand why Barca will be very much interested and being a fan of.
And yeah, I mean, 3.5 billion would actually, clear your debts.
Exactly, because we are already down 1.2 million.
Yeah, that would clear off your debts.
Yeah, not only that, we were also planning on rebuilding our stadium. And if you look at the squad, Messi will
Hmm.
be leaving very soon, and we need players to replace uh, the team. And we have to build a team around the youngsters we have. We cannot just
And
simply depend
and
on the youngsters, which who are coming from the B team, because always like we cannot expect to get players like Ansu Fati or even Messi. So we have to replace uh, positions that are weak or which are empty. So we still haven't replaced Iniesta or Xavi properly. So we need the money, and I totally understand being a Barca fan why they have gone for uh, this kind of a decision, why they have taken this kind of a decision. But at the same time, I'm really like being a football fan. This is not a good news, and this will affect football in a very bad way, I believe.
Mhm. So one of the things about Barcelona, and this is especially happening in Spain, if you look at some of the news that is coming in from Spain. First, it was Atletico Madrid who built a new stadium,
Yeah,
which was the seating capacity of the current Wanda Metropolitano, which is the new name for the stadium.
yeah,
That is bigger than what they had previously.
mm,
Barcelona and Real Madrid, they are currently building stadiums,
mm,
and it's when I came to know about the seating capacity of the new Barcelona stadium,
mm,
it's something over 100,000.
yeah,
Now, anyone who knows and who watches La Liga, Barcelona struggle to fill their stadium for the smaller games. Games like Barcelona versus Getafe and all. Currently, I think the Barcelona stadium capacity is something over 90,000,
96
if I'm
something.
not wrong.
96 something.
96 something, right?
Yeah.
So when Barcelona play clubs like Getafe, forget about this season because it's a pandemic and fans are not allowed inside the stadiums. But in normal seasons, when Barcelona play clubs like Getafe and Las Palmas and all,
Yeah.
Barcelona are not able to fill their stadium of that 96,000.
Yeah.
So I was shocked when they decided to increase their seating capacity to over 100,000 people. But now it makes sense because every week you're going to play at Chelsea, Real Madrid,
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, Manchester United, and Manchester City, and these games do fill up your stadium, right? So now it makes sense because now that would mean that more ticket sales,
Yeah.
more people watching your games. Well, obviously when if this league starts, if it starts, that would mean the broadcasting rights deal is going to be huge,
Huge. Yeah.
absolutely huge.
Because
Yeah,
anyway, like if this goes ahead, then uh,
mhm.
the Champions League will be our new Europa League. So uh, no one
Right.
is like, you tell me something. Do you watch Europa League? Do you watch Arsenal playing in Europa League?
I mean the reason. So one of the things in terms of pros.
Yeah.
The thing is the current structure great? Is the current structure flawless? I do not think so.
I even I don't.
Simply simply because the fact is clubs like Chelsea, Man City, PSG, you have these clubs in Germany, RB Leipzig. There's this club in Austria,
Austria.
RB Salzburg, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
where Haaland used to play
Yeah. Yeah.
previously.
That's correct.
These are basically, when you have something, you have to protect it.
Yeah.
With FA, UEFA, FIFA, all of these organizations, what they did was they allowed these big multimillionaires and billionaires
Mm.
to come in, buy football clubs left, right, and center,
Yeah.
and invest and pump in money.
Mm.
They move digits and clear off debts. We all know how Man City,
Yeah.
they introduced something called financial fair play.
Fair play. Yeah.
Do you think clubs like Manchester City and PSG they follow
No.
fair play by any means?
No. No. No.
No,
No, of course not.
they somehow manage the books. They somehow manage the books every other season,
Tell me something. Tell me
and
something. Okay. Tell me something. The year PSG bought Neymar. Okay.
right.
They spent 220 million on Neymar, and
Hmm,
that was only the
hmm,
release clause. Let's not talk about the huge contract that was given to Neymar because he was already earning a lot in Barca. And I
right.
believe in that season only they went for few more players, which also costed them
Hmm.
a hefty amount.
Mbappe as well.
Mbappe was on loan that season, I believe. He was on loan. The next season,
Okay, okay, okay.
they got
Right,
Mbappe
right,
for
right,
80 million. Yeah,
right.
that was the transfer fee. 80 million is still less as compared to what Neymar was or what they paid for Neymar. And
Hmm,
like if you if you see even like first of all the financial fair play rule or whatever we have currently, even that is broken because we have there should be the capacity, the cap should be, you know, uh, it's not proper now. That's what I'm talking about. Like you're allowing clubs to spend more than 300 million. Okay. So
right,
and we have clubs like Burnley. We have clubs like if let's not talk about the English clubs because they still have money. Let's talk about
right. I
clubs like
mean, compared to clubs of Spanish clubs
let's
and
talk about
Italian
Nice.
clubs,
Let's talk about Nice. Let's talk about
right,
Lille. Let's talk
right,
about clubs like Getafe, clubs like Bilbao. Let's not introduce Bilbao because Bilbao has a rule in the club itself, like they can only go for Basque players. Let's talk about
right.
clubs like Las Palmas or
Hmm.
Huesca or whatever. Like there are a lot of clubs out there, and
Yeah, we get it.
yeah, and they can only like they only have a budget of let's say 40 million, out of which will include their payroll, which will include their transfer budget. Like, and, it's not possible for them to fight with all the big sharks that are there, and not only in the
I mean,
league but also outside the league, like Bayern Munich. Like they have that kind of a pulling power. Now let's imagine a uh, a club with this kind of a pulling power and with a lot of money. What can happen?
hmm, hmm,
That's how City works.
hmm,
Look at City. That's how they work.
hmm,
So I think the financial fair play rule, or the bullshit that we have,
mhm.
that really needs to get sorted. The
So I
system,
mean, it doesn't make sense now. The
yeah, it
point
doesn't.
is, when these things were introduced, these things should have meant more, and organizations should have protected the ideals and the rules that were already there. When you have clubs like Chelsea, Man City, PSG, and these Red Bull clubs violating these rules left, right, and center,
Hmm,
and somehow managing their books,
hmm,
and you as UEFA and the leagues,
hmm,
especially Premier League and all,
yeah,
you literally turn a blind eye to that and let them do it. What do you think they are going to do? One day or the other, they are going to be more powerful than you, and they're going to stab you on the back.
yeah.
And that's
That's
exactly what these clubs have done.
yeah,
The
and
main
and
the main reason for the ESL is simple.
yeah,
UEFA had changed the format of the Champions League, coming which will be implemented from the 2024-2025 season,
hmm, yeah,
right? And currently, the Champions League is a 32 team tournament,
yeah.
and there's a phase that comes before Christmas, and there's a phase that comes
After,
after Christmas. After Christmas is your round of 16,
not a
your
system.
quarterfinal, semi-final, leading up to the final
Yeah.
of the tournament.
Hmm,
So what these super clubs, what they think is that Champions League before Christmas, which is your group phase,
yeah,
makes no sense,
yeah,
and these guys have to play smaller teams, which makes no sense.
yeah,
And these guys, and clubs like Manchester United, when they say these things,
hmm,
Manchester United could not qualify out of their group,
yeah,
right? They could not qualify out of their group. And these clubs then say things like, we don't want to play the smaller teams because it generally doesn't garner much amount of
yeah,
viewing from the fans, right?
yeah,
So the whole point is how the money is going to be divided in the new format of the Champions League.
yeah.
So the new format of the Champions League actually increases the number of teams. So currently we have got 32 teams. The new format will bring in four
48.
new teams. So no,
Four new
four.
teams. Only
That
four.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
48 is the World Cup. That's the
oh,
World
yeah,
Cup
yeah,
format.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's FIFA.
Yeah, correct.
So in terms of the Champions League, it's going to be bringing in four new teams.
Okay.
So that's going to increase the number of teams to 36.
Yeah.
What it does is it's going to currently the amount of money that you have is divided among the teams,
Hmm.
which is 32. Now it will be divided among 36.
Okay.
So these super clubs are going to get less money,
Less money. Yeah.
and they are not happy with it.
Hmm.
So, as per the report, it says ESL clubs insist they negotiated in good faith with UEFA over new CL,
Hmm.
which is the 36 league tournament,
Yeah.
but really dislike the new 36 team format,
Hmm.
which they feel is quantity over quality. They want consistency in the competition
Hmm.
and feel pre Christmas the current system doesn't work
Hmm.
with too many predictable matches.
It's,
That's the report. That says you know these guys don't feel any importance of the pre-Christmas group phase of the competition. In terms of the ringleaders or the main guys of this 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 league, any child is born out of a mother and a father.
hmm.
So the parents of this league is Man United and Real Madrid. These are the ringleaders.
Okay.
So, as per the report, these are the two guys who really wanted this.
Hmm.
Apart from that, the three US owned Premier League clubs, which is mainly Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal,
Man City.
being owned by Stan Kroenke, and Manchester United being owned by
Okay, man.
uh, Glazers,
Hmm. 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 Yeah.
right? Woodward is just employed by them.
Yeah. Correct.
So these guys actually sold the idea of NFL.
Hmm.
So in US, I am not quite. I don't watch US leagues. I would state that upfront. I don't watch US leagues.
Even I don't.
From what I know is that these guys in US have got close leagues.
Okay.
They don't have promotion, relegation, and not just in one sport, in multiple sports.
Hmm.
That is their way of competition in US.
Hmm.
So clubs and teams do not get promoted, do not get relegated. Same thing happens in MLS. MLS is a completely closed tournament. You don't
Hmm.
have any clubs getting promoted. You don't have any clubs getting relegated.
Hmm.
Same for NFL. NFL is a closed league as well, right? It's a
Yeah.
closed league, and what these American owners, what they did is they tried to sell this idea, and clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid, when they looked at the numbers, they thought that that is something that these guys can afford because currently these clubs are in debt.
Hmm.
So they thought, this is one way to get out of it, so may as well join it, as well as they're going to get a huge amount of money,
Yeah.
and it's going to, somehow secure their club's future. But it's not about their club's future. I think football as a whole is something which is very connected to the community, and that's why it's called the beautiful game, because people from grassroots, they love football, and they are able to connect with their football clubs.
Hmm. Yeah.
When certain football clubs decide that they don't care about fans
Hmm.
and all they care about is the money, and they start treating fans as products, is when things get out of control. And this is something that every football fan from whichever football club they support, or whichever football club they feel their allegiance to, should stand up and protest against, because this is something which is evil, and this is something which is elitist.
Hmm.
This is something which doesn't allow a fair competition among people. I mean, how do clubs like Arsenal think they are a super club? Can Arsenal win against Leicester City right now? I don't think so. They'll lose.
They almost
What gives?
lost against Fulham yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, what gives Arsenal the birthright to play in a certain league and Leicester City don't? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
And why even talk only about Arsenal? Let's talk about Barca also. Like after getting battered, 8-2
Yeah.
by Bayern Munich, and
So you're telling me that now Bayern Munich have not joined this. So you're telling me that Bayern are not a super club, and Barcelona are.
I think
Nonsense.
I think the only reason
Absolute
Barca
nonsense.
the only reason Barca joined this wanted to play in this league because Bayern are not playing, so that they don't have to face Bayern ever again.
I mean, you know, that would be funny if that was the reason.
Yeah.
One of the things that came out, and this was again, shocking.
Hmm.
So it says that according to the source,
Hmm.
some of those involved in ESL
Hmm.
call traditional supporters of clubs legacy fans, while they are focused instead on the, in quotes, fans of the future who want superstar names. ESL insists modeling shows solidarity payments will be boosted 10 billion euros over 23 seasons. So again, that's the thing. But fans of the future, Jyotishko, are you a fan of the future,
Not
or
at
are
all.
you legacy fan?
I'm a legacy fan, to be
I don't
honest with
under, I don't understand what they mean by fans of the future.
you.
From what I
Exactly.
can understand, what they mean by fans of the future is fans that do not go to the stadium,
Yeah.
fans that support their club from abroad, which includes us. So that's what they mean by fans of the future. They don't want. What they actually saying is,
Hmm.
people who are from Manchester, people who are from Barcelona, people who are from Madrid,
Hmm.
we don't care about you. Your tickets are nothing. How much do we earn from your ticket sales?
Yeah.
What we care about is the broadcast revenues that we get from different parts of the world, be it US, be it China, be it India,
Yeah.
be it Southeast Asia, Australia, from South America. We care more about those
Hmm.
than people who are living in these cities. That's
That's
your
nice.
fans of the future, right?
yeah.
So you can understand the direction that they are actually going in.
and and I was just thinking that the way this will impact on the player contracts, the number of players a team will have. Currently, I think a total of 25 players you can register to the first team, and you can have your, like, every club has a B team, so you can have 6 players who are in the B team can come to the first team and play for the team, and then again in the next winter window, when there is again you have to register players for the next phase. I think you can either register them or you might not, and then you are allowed to make 6 changes to the squad, and then there is this emergency change if your player gets injured for more than 2 months. You can, like the way we bought in Breathway, like Luis Suarez got
Right.
injured for 2 months or more than 2 months, and we got in like after the transfer window, and we bought in Breathway.
So,
So
so
I,
what's the point that you are aiming at?
my point is, like, if okay, so I think we were talking about this yesterday. So a team will play a 36 total of 36 matches in the league, and I think a total of another 36 for this league or the Super League. So
No. So the way a Super League works is it has got 20 teams,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It has got 20 teams. The 20 teams will be divided in two groups.
okay,
So
yeah,
there's Group A of 10 and Group B of 10.
yeah,
So each team will play the
18
other
matches.
9 teams of their group. So one team from Group A, if a team is there in Group A, is going to play the other 9 teams of Group A only,
Yeah,
and the one team from Group B will play their own group members.
okay,
So against the other 9 clubs, and they'll play in twice. So one at home and one away.
yeah.
So there's your 18 games.
18 games already gone there. Then we will have
The top 3 clubs will straight away qualify for the quarterfinals,
yeah,
which is the round of 8.
round of
So three
8.
teams, right? So 3 teams from Group A and 3 teams from Group B. So that will make that 6. 3 plus 2 is 6. The rest of the 2 teams will be selected by a double tier, 2 tier match,
Hmm.
two-way match,
Yeah,
one home, one away between the fourth and the fifth team of
yeah,
both the groups. So
yeah.
Group A and Group B, the fourth and the fifth place team, they'll play a two-way tie,
Hmm.
one home, one away, and the winners of that tie will be directly getting a slot of the seventh and eighth team of the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
So that's the format.
So I think it comes
But
to a total of 27 to 29 matches, if I'm not wrong.
18 here,
18 here.
and from the Champions League for each team you're telling.
Yeah, each team.
So in quarterfinal you have to play two. If you win that semi-final two and then final one, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5.
Right.
18 plus 5 gives 23.
23,
So
and
if
you
you're
have to consider fourth and fifth place also. So those teams will
so if you
play.
if you finish in fourth and fifth and go on to win the trophy, you have to play something around 25,
No, more than 25.
25 games.
More than 25
How is it?
games.
How is
So
it?
if you're in fourth and fifth, so
Right.
you're playing. So
First
for
of all, you're playing against. First of all, you're playing against 9 of your group members. So that's
yeah,
18,
18.
right?
Yeah,
Then you have to play 2 games
with
extra because you did not finish in top 3. So
yeah,
you're not getting promoted automatically.
automatically.
You have to
Yeah,
play 2 games and you have to win by aggregate. And if you
yeah.
win by aggregate, then you are promoted directly to the quarterfinal.
To
So
the
18
quarterfinal. Yeah, plus
plus
two.
2.
Yeah,
18
20.
plus 2 is 20. So in quarterfinal, you have to play 2 games to win the quarterfinal.
Hmm.
So that's 22. You get to the semi-final. Semi-final, you have to play 2 games
Yeah,
to win in aggregate. And so that goes to 24. And then you go to the final, and final is a 1 game match. So that's
yeah,
25.
25.
So the maximum for a club that a club will play is 25 games. And if you directly qualify, you can deduct 2 games from that. That is going to bring down the total number of games for this particular competition to 23.
Yeah, so 23, so it's around 50 plus games, 38 plus 20. So almost 60 games.
Yeah, I mean, currently these guys play 60 games, but the reason they play 60 games is because you have to add in the other competitions as well. Competitions
Yeah.
like FA Cup,
Hmm.
competitions like Carabao Cup. These are
Yeah.
competitions that If you do well in these competitions, you are going to play something around 60 games,
Yeah,
right?
but
But
the
now
level.
without these competitions, we have got a total of 60 games. Now
Yeah,
imagine if these competitions are added, that is going to increase the number of games to something around 70 to 75.
more than that. More than that.
I mean, the current football calendar is filled, completely filled up.
Yeah.
I don't. What you're going to see if this goes on and they are able to do what they're trying to do,
Hmm.
is that players are going to be injured much, much more.
Exactly. That is what I was gonna say. So you'll see a team like you'll
Okay,
see
one a
teams.
breaking news actually.
Yeah.
This is a breaking news.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho has been sacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jose
Yes.
Mourinho has been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur,
Hmm.
and the reason he's been sacked is something to note. It is that he has refused to never take training of the Tottenham players,
Hmm.
and this is because he did not like the decision that Tottenham joined the European Super League.
Yep.
So Jose Mourinho, old Jose, going down as a hero,
He is a hero.
right? Because he took a stance,
Yeah.
and he is the first manager of the so-called European Super League to be sacked, which is funny.
It's really funny. And like to be honest with you, he's one of the best managers out there, and he has been sacked.
Historically or currently?
Currently, I won't say he's one of the best, but historically,
Currently, Jose Mourinho is washed up, man.
yeah. Currently, I'm not at all like the way Tottenham has been playing, and not only Tottenham, but also the time
Mhm.
his time with Manchester. I wouldn't say that, but I have to say like he is a great manager when he was
So,
with Real, and
mhm.
yeah. So
So, as per the reports, and this is true, this is not something that has come in through sources or something.
hmm,
But the Borussia Dortmund CEO Watzka has, organized a press conference,
hmm,
and he said that Borussia Dortmund,
hmm,
as well as RB Leipzig, they have no intention to join the Super League. And he has also reinstated the fact that FC Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund
hmm.
have 100% compatible views on joining the Super League. What are your views on that?
Okay, I'll get back to you on that, but I'm going through a news article currently. Klopp's
Mhm.
true feelings towards Super League, and I think this was back in
2019, if I'm not wrong.
2019. Yeah, he
Mhm.
hated the idea of this kind of a league. I hope the Super League will never happen. That's what he stated. And for me,
But
the Champions League is a Super League in which you do not always end up playing against the same teams. Of course, it is financially important, but why should we create a system where Liverpool faces Real Madrid for 10 years straight? Who wants to see that every year? Yeah, correct.
is
Yeah, exactly what you said at the beginning of our discussion. And
the point is like what Klopp said was back in 2019.
mm,
Today, Liverpool are going to play Leeds, and I am damn sure that he's going to be asked about the European Super League, and it will be interesting what he says now because European Super League is a real thing now,
mm,
and his club, the club he's managing,
yeah,
is out of ECA, is out of UEFA, and is out of FIFA.
yeah,
So anything he says now,
mm,
if he openly says that he is against it,
yeah,
he's going to lose his job tomorrow morning.
yeah.
That's the first thing that's going to happen.
That's what happened with Murray.
Yeah. So saying that in 2019 is one thing, and saying that today is another. So if he openly states that today, I'll have lots of respect for the man.
Yeah.
Uh, but again, he's going to go down. He's going to be sacked if he is going to say anything or refuse to do or to be a part of that league. So I think we'll have to look out for that one.
Yeah, let's get back to what you were asking me. If you could ask me again,
Yeah,
those
about Bayern and Borussia Dortmund as well as RB Leipzig not deciding on not joining the so-called Super League.
see, I don't really understand like how the Super League will benefit Bayern because they are already the big sharks of Germany. To be honest,
Hmm.
the amount of money they get is okay. It won't be as much as what uh, teams like Barca or teams like Chelsea or Liverpool will be getting in the Super League, but still they are the big sharks of Germany. And also you have to understand that I think for Borussia Dortmund, it's a fan-owned club. There is 51%, I think, which you were saying, was
Right, right,
owned by fans. So
right.
again, it's actually good that the fans they have the power in their hand, and it's very interesting to see because if they are not going to join the Super League, how
Hmm.
these teams will be competing outside of the Super League and how I see we cannot predict the power shift to be honest with you. Again, we will have to wait for what is gonna happen in future, like
Hmm.
how the players will react to this kind of format, whether they want to play in the Super League or they want to play outside the Super League. Because again, there are pros and cons to be honest. So
Hmm.
a player will always want to play for the national club. Okay, but
Right.
but there is always a switch, and that switch is if Real Madrid is paying a super contract to
Hmm.
me, and if I'm a player
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
have the option to play for my national team or to play for Real Madrid, I'm gonna choose Real Madrid over my national team because again, money talks, and that's what is happening right now
I mean,
in
I
today's
hope
world.
they don't.
I hope they
I
don't.
hope that.
I hope they don't, but
I
there
hope
will
that
always be a
there's
possibility.
a bit of humanity left. There's a bit of consciousness left among players as well, because anyway, they're going to get money, right? It's
Yeah,
not like they're not going to get money. Uh, football,
yeah.
but
But then
allowing this
again,
is a very bad trend.
yeah, but then
If
again, think. Okay, let's not think of the big nations that we have. Okay, we have great players outside the big nations also. Like
right,
if you consider Mane, Senegalese. Again, you have to
right.
admit if there is a match going on today between Senegal and Brazil, there is a high percent chance that Brazil is
For
going to win.
anyone listening, that's not racism 101. It's
Of
just
course
that
not.
we are
Of course
not.
not. Yeah, I was not sure because I really
We are.
wasn't
He was
sure.
not sure.
Yeah, I
Right,
really wasn't sure. But
right,
because again, I don't follow Liverpool that much, and I am a fan of
right.
the La Liga. I watch
Yeah,
Spanish league, and I am a fan of
right.
Spain. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Again, a player who belongs from the any nationality which is outside the big powers, like yeah, we can consider Belgium as a big nation right now.
Hmm.
We can
Hmm.
consider Argentina or Brazil. So anyone outside these countries, I think they will choose Liverpool or Barcelona or Real Madrid over the national team because again there is no chance for them to win anything big or they're not gonna come on. Let's talk about our nation. Okay, let's talk about our country, India.
Hmm.
Let's say we have
Hmm.
that one gem, we produce that
Hmm.
one gem. Okay,
Hmm.
and let's say I'm that gem. I am
Hmm.
that great player who is playing for, uh, let's say any small club right now in England, and I have the chance to join the Real Madrid or Barcelona, or I'll have the chance to play for India. Of course, I'm not gonna choose India because again, I know we are not gonna win anything. So I'm gonna
Yeah, I
go.
mean, for small players from smaller countries, out of your traditional big powers of football in terms of international football, it makes sense for them.
Yeah, it makes
Not
sense.
not not for your big countries like Belgium, Brazil,
But
England,
there is always a
and
switch
all.
again. There is always a switch. The French players, they will always, or they will always choose Super League over their country right now, because the national team is packed with great players.
Hmm.
So there will always be, uh, so we cannot. That's what I was saying. We cannot like uh, sitting
So
right
what you
now.
mean is players like Anthony Martial who don't get chance to play for the French national team,
Yeah, they will
players
choose.
like them they would choose to play for in the European Super League.
Of course they will. Of course they will.
That's what
And
that's what you're aiming at.
yeah, that
Yeah, I
is,
mean it makes sense.
it makes
It
sense. So,
makes sense.
and the reason I'm saying this, because if you look at let's talk about the Spanish league for a moment, because I have a great knowledge on the contracts that teams like Barcelona or Real Madrid, they throw the amount of money to the players. Like
Hmm.
if you look at
Hmm.
Messi's contract, the loyalty bonus that is given out to Messi, or let's leave Messi. Messi has given a lot to Barca, and
Hmm.
then let's talk about players like Umtiti, or who had plays for Barca. Like I have seen Umtiti in the medical room than more than that of on field.
Hmm.
Let's talk about Coutinho, the amount of loyalty bonus that we have offered. Or let's talk about the young players, the amount of money that we offer as loyalty bonus.
Hmm.
That money is enough, I believe, for a club to attract a certain player to play for their club. And again, everyone wants to compete against the best. So let's talk about Messi and Ronaldo. During the era of Messi and
Hmm.
Ronaldo, the two greatest players were playing for Barca and Real, and everyone wants to compete against the best. And if you look outside these big clubs, there are great players, to be honest with you. There are, but the number is actually less. If you look around, there will be young players emerging from smaller clubs, but eventually they will move to the bigger clubs. They will.
And that would bring a very bad situation because
That will. That will.
today big players can pump up their chests and say that we won't be a part of the so-called super league
Hmm.
even because we don't want to be banned from playing for our national teams.
Yeah.
But imagine countries like France, if players like a player like Giroud or a player like Mbappe
Hmm.
says that I won't play
Hmm.
for in the Super League
Hmm.
just because I'm not being allowed to play for my national
Yeah.
team. Players like Anthony Martial who don't get chance to play for the national team, they'll be straight away saying that what, even
I don't care.
though even I don't get chance to play for the represent my country, so
Yeah.
may as well go and play for Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid or a Barcelona,
Yeah. Any day
right?
they will. And also, like, the thing is that okay, let's say you have played. Okay, let's say you are playing for, let's talk about Mbappe. Okay, so he has played. He's in his prime. Okay, he's in his 28, 29, and he has just won uh, the World Cup for France. Let's say, and
Yeah, I mean he has already won the World Cup for France.
yeah, let's say I'm just stating a situation. In his 28, 29, in his prime, he has won, and the next World Cup will be again 5 years later, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
by then he will, or
mm.
he might not be in his prime. So then he can easily choose any of the bigger clubs over his country.
So by that logic, I think European Super Club would end up being a retirement home for most of the older players.
Yeah, that can be a, again. The clubs we are looking at are
Mm.
the big clubs, so I don't think that will happen. That it is a possibility again, but I really don't think that will happen, because if you look at the teams, if you look at the teams that have signed up, okay, Chelsea has the best youth academy out there in England, one of the best.
Mm.
Barca, we have we have the best. We had the best, and I think I can still boast that we have the best because uh,
I
we
mean, at the end of the day, as situations as the situation is currently,
yeah
there's no point of us, boasting about Barca or Manchester United or
yeah
the
of course
Chelsea
not,
or
of
Man
course not.
City. As
But
as of now, next season you are clapping for Las Palmas, and I
yeah,
am cheering for the Foxes of Leicester. Because our clubs are being banned in every
yeah,
other competition.
every other competition, and
So that's the situation right now.
that is the situation right now. But the
And
point,
coming to India,
yeah,
when you said Boris Johnson,
yeah,
old Boris,
yeah,
wanted to come to India, but his visit has been cancelled due to the COVID situation currently in India. Guys, anyone who is in India and who's listening to us, please make sure you take care of yourself. Please make sure
yeah,
you take care of your loved ones,
yeah.
because the
I'm
situation
already
is not that
suffering.
great.
I'm already suffering from
Yeah,
COVID.
my
So
my friend is already suffering. He was found to be COVID positive and he's quarantining. And one of the things about Boris Johnson was he said that he he will do whatever it takes
hmm,
from his end
yeah,
in his power to stop the European Super League from going through, which is good that
it's very good.
even politicians are standing up and taking note and trying to do the right thing.
Yeah,
So hopefully we get something out of this, and hopefully sense prevails. Hopefully money is not the only thing that talks, and hopefully fans of all clubs
hmm,
and football as a whole is made much more inclusive
hmm,
and much more giving to every single person, no matter their background, no matter their religion, no matter their color.
yeah,
uh, Football should be inclusive for everyone.
yeah,
So with that note, I think there's something that just came up
what?
from Mesut Ozil.
Okay,
He tweets, kids growing up dreaming to win the World Cup and the Champions League, not any Super League.
hmm,
The enjoyment of big games is that they only happen once or twice a year, not every week.
yeah,
Really hard to understand for all football fans out there. It's a very good tweet.
a great tweet
It's a
from,
very good tweet.
yeah, great tweet from one of the greatest players.
Yeah. So we'll join back again whenever we have more information on this. So before we leave, Jyotishko, any parting comments?
Only one comment I have, that I hope this doesn't go through, and I'll be sad being a fan from India that we will be playing Real Madrid or Liverpool and Manchester City or United over and over again, and not play
Yeah,
against
it's going to be
teams.
boring.
Yeah, it's
It's going
very
to be boring.
very boring.
Yeah. Yeah, we end it at that. We don't have much positive vibes to give today to everyone, and thus we ended at that. So thank you for joining,
Yeah,
and we hope to catch you up again soon.
yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.